You are tuning in to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Hello and welcome to the Ticket Stub, your favorite place for movie news and reviews. We come live every Thursday at noon on 104.5 and 106.1 from beautiful Conroe, Texas. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook. The Ticket Stub has a ticket sponsorship with the Grand Theater and Amstar Cinemas. You can visit irlonestar.com for information about the show and sponsorships, or you can drop us a line at 936-647-3776. Do not forget to subscribe. Smash the subscribe button and leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, please, or however you listen to the show. That helps move us up the ranks. We really appreciate it. My name is Connor. I'm one of the hosts of the show. I'm joined in studio, as always, by my friend Chris Appel. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well.
All right. Good to see you out in the evening. We're actually we're taping this one. Should I have even said that?
Yeah,
I think we already kind of talked about the new format. To get it longer, we're going to tape it.
Yeah.
And then,
So the show plays live on Thursday. I guess live, I don't know if that's even the right way to say it.
Yeah, basically on Thursday at noon, everything's released.
Everything drops.
So if you're a podcast listener, 12 o'clock. If you're a Facebook watcher, 12 o'clock. If you're a FM, Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1 listener, 12 o'clock.
What if you like the Facebook?
Yeah, I just said Facebook.
Yeah, 12 o'clock. Boom, got it.
YouTube.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I do this thing where other people talk and I don't listen.
And well, I do that every day, man. Especially when you send me emails. I have this really great white noise filter I have. Like, Connor.
Do you have a special spam folder that specifically my emails go to?
Yeah.
Well, it just reminds me 10 days after you send it. It's
That is helpful. That is helpful.
Never sent that. No. What's also important is for folks who want to keep up with us every week, because that's really the kind of the purpose of this. We're trying to provide a better show with more content, but always deliver it on the 12th. Is our Facebook event page is very vital to knowing when we're gonna have a show and when we're
12.
Yeah. We always deliver it on the 12th.
What are you talking
That's
about?
what I said.
at 12. Sorry.
At 12.
On the 12th.
Yeah,
O'clock.
at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock.
Okay.
No, what's important, though, is to look at the event page for that, because when we do replays or if we actually do a live show, live at noon o'clock, because there will be a time when we'll do a live condensed 55-minute show on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1 and Lone Star Community Radio.
Basically, what you need to know is Thursday at noon every week, all
We'll
the
be
content's going to come on every platform. We will be in your ear holes every Thursday at noon.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah,
And sometimes your
I
eye
do
holes.
not.
Sometimes your ear holes and your eyes. And maybe maybe we'll get some smell-o-vision going. The other voice you heard talking was Dick. He's the producer, the brains, the everything of the show. So we're glad to be here, Chris, Connor, Dick. And we've got a great show coming up. I'm
You guys
excited.
doing okay?
Doing good. Yeah.
Doing good.
You
Yeah,
recover?
but we just got 1 hour and then it's my bedtime.
Yeah, Chris.
So this is
That's
an
right.
evening
the
show.
Sun, the sun is down. I forget.
Yeah, the sun. I keep
We got
sun
1
hours.
hour.
I keep sun hours.
No, one thing I want to just give a quick shout out, 2 things to our listeners who listened to Little Flockers last week for our group rewind. I
we are
appreciate
so
you going
sorry.
through
What a
that.
treasure that
I
was.
appreciate you going through that. And then number 2 is you can always win 2 tickets
That's
to
right.
Amstar Cinema
Mhm.
and the Grand Theater anywhere there are their locations anywhere. So this is like this could potentially be international. Folks.
Maybe. It could be.
And all you got to do is just follow us, see what question we're going to ask, or if we're just giving them away straight up. We don't really ask anything too risky, though, do we?
No, it's usually pretty simple, slam dunk, probably Googleable, or just your own
Yeah.
personal opinion, things
So,
like that.
and then in relations to that, that means you need to email us at the ticketstubpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter, _ticketstub, or go on Facebook, the Ticket Stub Podcast. And then we also have the main hub for us is irlonestar.com/TTS for the Ticket Stub.
And the Grand, we do have a theater in Panama City Beach, Florida. I didn't know if you knew that. But
Panama.
we do. So if you're going on vacation, going down to the panhandle of Florida, you can take your tickets and use them there.
Wow, there's probably a lot of people doing that. It's impossible to know how many Grand Theaters there are, so I would
No,
say.
it's not really.
I would say that
I know how many.
there could be an unlimited number of Grand Theaters that you
Yeah.
could visit with this ticket giveaway.
There's 20 Grand and Amstar.
It's
theaters
really impossible
combined.
to actually know the true number, I would
No,
say.
that is the true number. I'm pretty sure.
Well, we've got a lot of good stuff to do. So we already talked about the new format. At some point, we'll stop reminding you about that. But we do. It's only the second
Well,
week.
if
So
you should let us know. by giving us a 5-star review
Oh.
on iTunes
Yeah,
and
baby.
Google Play, or give us a 4-star if you disagree.
Yeah, if you're a jerk, you give us a 4-star.
You know what I like? When I first started with this show, you rated the show on Facebook 4 stars
Out of
instead of
5.
5. And I'm thinking, like, what in the world, man? Like, 4.
Did it
4
say
stars.
probably because of me? Was I the reason?
Well, I don't like. You can't just give all 5 stars just for willy nilly.
Oh, so you didn't think it was 5 stars at the
No,
time?
you got to earn it.
Oh, you had to earn it for yourself.
Yeah.
It in
Okay.
fact was not 5-star show at the time. So
Uh,
hopefully.
pretty
Adding
good.
you though made it
Oh,
5
you're our
stars.
fifth.
Okay.
You're our 5th star.
Well, then bump your review up to 5 stars.
Aw.
Can you change it?
I don't know. Let's see. Live on the show.
All right. Well, what we're gonna do tonight?
Facebook.com.
What we're gonna do on the
Tickets
show
Up podcast.
today is we've got some movie news we're gonna talk about. We got some. I like this movie news today, and then we're gonna rewind. Each of us has seen a film since the last time we got together last week. We
Yeah.
all did a group rewind of Little Fockers.
Which was
I would say if you've
great.
seen Little Fockers, it was very enjoyable. If you haven't, it might be a little long, but we're letting the new format breathe a little bit. So bear with us as we kind of learn how to rein
that was
ourselves
probably
in.
not the best time to do.
Probably not the
do
best
format.
time. Yeah, but
So-
you know what? We're all growing. And then at the end, I'm excited about this game. I have titled it Totally Tinsel Title Time Tonight because I got on an alliteration
Wow.
thing.
Wait,
you like
wait,
that?
Wow.
There's
Yeah.
a game.
Yeah, there's a game. Yeah, it's called Totally
Somebody
Tinsel
went
Title
to
Time
college.
Tonight. Oh, somebody. Yeah, whatever, bro. I'm smart. I know how to use words. So here's the deal, Dick, just so you can start to get this in your mind. I'm going to give you the plots of actual Lifetime and Hallmark movies, and you will have to try to make up the funniest or most creative title. And I'll give a point to each whoever has the funniest for each movie. Does that make sense? So it'll be like, girl.
Did I tell you that was my joke with our engagement with Holly and I?
You make up a funny title.
No, we. I said, for our save the dates, we should make a Hallmark style trailer for save the dates and make it really corny and call it Wonderland in Beaumont, and have
Yeah.
like the iconic, meet cute
Yeah.
scene.
Mhm.
And then it's like, oh, she spills coffee on me. I'm like this big, and then like,
Oh, wow.
I think it'd be a good.
That sounds like I
yeah.
can't believe she didn't go for it.
Yeah, I know.
I can't believe it. Well, if you need any help with video work, Chris over here is kind of Facebook
Yeah,
famous
what is that
right
all
now.
about?
No,
If all of you, if you'll go to the Grand, if you'll go to the
butter, oh
yeah, I do. I do commercials now. So yeah,
if you'll go to
check
the
that
Grand
out.
Theater's Facebook page, you'll see Chris
Yeah.
getting a large popcorn for free with the purchase of a $25 gift card.
That is true. That's the promotion we got
Yeah.
going on.
Oh,
right
and I
now.
love this butter.
What kind of popcorn? Large?
It's a large popcorn, yeah, with
Okay.
a $25.
'Cause you get a
gift
free
card
refill on that, baby.
Oh,
You do, yeah.
that's
so-
like a $10 value.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're gonna move on into the movie news. So that's the show today. We got the movie news, we got the rewinds, we got the Totally Tinsel Time tonight, and we're gonna do all those things. But starting us off, thisinsider.com.
Oh, movie news.
Movie news. This is insider.com, all of our favorite website. We only source the most reputable news sites here on the Ticket Stub. This is the conversation that comes up, I think, maybe every year, or at least often. It's well talked about. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
I'm pretty sure we talked about this last year.
I think
We
we did.
did,
I
yeah.
think we did. But we've added another source to this. It's definitely, according to This Is Insider, definitely a Christmas movie. The part I liked about this the most is that they did a survey. Hollywood Reporter did a survey that says as many as 62% did not think that that Die Hard was a Christmas movie. If you watch the 7.5-minute video, I would maybe say save your time and don't watch it. They have some reasons why they think it is a Christmas movie. But a year later, maybe a year wiser. I thought we talked about this, but I wasn't sure.
Well, do you think you could gauge a Christmas movie on what is already 100% approved a Christmas movie? So, like for example, say
What does that mean?
Say like It's a Wonderful Life. That is
Not a Christmas movie.
So you think it's not a Christmas movie?
No, I do.
Oh,
Okay.
I was like, I feel like that's like the most
So-
Yeah,
Christmassy
it
of
is
all.
a pretty Christmas.
So that could potentially that's the bar.
Okay.
So what does it take to be a Christmas movie? So like Little Fockers. Is
Not-
that a Christmas movie?
not a
No, not at all.
misrepresented as a Christmas movie.
It was.
Yeah.
yes.
Well, there's a Christmas scene at the end.
Yeah, like 2 minutes. I think that
And there's Hanukkah in it too, so you discriminate against that.
that is true. Is that no one ever talks about Hanukkah movies.
Yeah, I think it was last
probably
night.
'cause
was
it's
the
really
last night of
depressing.
Hanukkah.
The what?
Last night was the last night of Hanukkah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I believe so.
The poor Jews. No one gives them the respect. Like, who knew it was Hanukkah?
Well, I think
I mean, the Jews.
everybody
did. I mean, the
did.
well,
Jews.
Yeah,
I think
No,
the
they did
problem-
not. Dick, did you know it was Hanukkah until last night?
Yeah, Hanukkah started like last Monday, I think.
Oh, both of y'all apparently know
Well,
more than I do about it.
Holly's a converted Jewish.
Oh, she's from the motherland.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I did not.
So
I did not
converted.
know
She's
about
not from it. She converted.
Oh, okay.
So we get in arguments all the time. But no, I will say the reason why they probably don't make Jewish films is because of their heritage is very complex, and it can get complex, and it's not easy to relate to. So when they're telling you stories and you get like it is completely unique. So it'd be really hard to be like, oh, we're not going to Tiffany's to buy a diamond ring and having a nice little Christmas movie. No, they got real stories and they're serious.
They get real.
Yeah,
they don't mess around. They get real. I saw a thing like I know some people who live over in like the Netherlands or something, and over there they have Sinterklaas and his friend like Black Joe, and they paint. It's all about blackface, and it was talking about like how this has been like a thing that's splitting the country in half. Like, is it racist or not to have like Santa's sidekick be this white dude in blackface? So there's other places out there that don't have it totally nailed down either. We're not the only ones. That,
I wish we had Krampus. I wish that was a thing here.
Is that Krampus?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
No,
Krampus.
I have no idea.
It's Krampus.
I
I
have
think
no
Krampus.
idea.
I said it with an American accent.
It was the worst movie I've ever seen.
It was
that much I know.
Yeah, but the guy that directed Trick or Treat, so I kind of liked it.
Somebody was like, "Dude, you'll love." I forget. I wish I could know who it was so I could roast him
So
right now.
you like those scary movies like Insidious and stuff like that?
I haven't really watched the Insidious one.
So you can go see Aquaman then?
No.
Because that guy
Those are the
directed
same.
Saw.
Those are the same.
I don't believe I will.
If you like
Insidious
scary
and
movies, don't go
Conjuring
see
and-
Krampus.
Hey, I will say this: Jason Momoa, he hosted Saturday Night Live this last.
I didn't
Saturday.
see it, but I saw
It
some.
was horrible.
Oh,
Oh my god! It was
Got me.
awful.
Still riding the hate train.
It was awful, and he wasn't really in that
Is
great
it
of
Cal
shape.
Drago?
yeah, Kyle
Yeah.
Drago.
You wanna reenact those scenes?
With me and Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd win. I'm not mouthing off to get beat up.
He wasn't in good shape though.
No, not
he's probably on, like,
Aquaman shape.
Well, he's probably on the carb train after he got done with. He probably wasn't allowed to eat anything but like chicken breast for the
yeah,
whole.
but in the movies, he's got like these giant pecs.
Oh, I know, but they
Not
filmed
the
that like a
case.
year ago. Like,
Not the
how
case.
fat could you get in 1 year?
Well, it
Think-
was not fat.
Well, how scary do you think it is? We're getting off topic by movie news, by the way.
We're letting it breathe.
How scary would it be? Is, like the last 10 years, there's this cool YouTube videos of VFX compilation kind of thing showing you like what's true, what's not true. And then the next 10 years, you'll see him and his breasts, and they'll add the layers of VFX,
Breasts?
Yeah.
making them bigger.
I think
It's
so.
just like, there you go. That's where they went. They're not
Yeah.
real.
His breasts. Yeah, there we go. It's a sad day when Dick's the one keeping us on track here. So let's revisit it. Chris,
Thank you,
Die
Connor.
Hard, Christmas movie or no?
I'll give it to it. But for Christmas, for me, no violent deaths is kind of a like benchmark of a Christmas movie for me. So I'm gonna say I'll give it to it. But
I mean,
for me, I don't believe
your
that.
favorite scene is probably from Bad Santa where he's getting that sleigh ride in the car.
Yeah, that's not a violent death though.
Hey, Lifetime. Here's what we need to call Cassie Doyle up. Lifetime needs to have one movie in the mix of all these other movies. It's more like a typical Lifetime movie where there's like really dark murder.
I told you that.
and the-
That's where I thought that movie was going. I was like, there's so many good angles.
I know, but wouldn't that be-
especially for the jealous boyfriend who kind of just like veers off from the distance, going like, all right, he's gonna come and kill somebody.
Wouldn't that be great if you watched like 8 of these? If this is like your thing and you watched like 8 in a row that were all the stereotypical, and then one all of a sudden just takes a dark turn. Murder.
I think that
death.
actually makes some headlines. And
I think it'd be a good idea.
Speaking of that, speaking of Cassie Doyle, we got Christmas in Tennessee is
Oh,
coming
yeah.
up here. I'm looking for when it comes out.
I think it already came out, maybe.
Oh no.
But it,
no, I think if I remember correctly, Christmas in Tennessee was
December
later.
9th. No, it came out the 9th.
I told
So
you.
We got to check it out.
Because I follow her on like Twitter or something because of her time on the show, and she was posting about it. But she
Yeah.
said it was going to come out several more times.
Yeah,
so
we
if
gotta,
you want
I
to
gotta
check that out.
that out.
All right. Moving on. The Oscars. If you haven't heard the drama about the Oscars,
Are they
then-
going to close down the Oscars yet?
well, that's what
what
we
I'm
need.
waiting for.
I
man.
offered to host today on Twitter. I said I'd do it for the standard fee that everybody's complaining about.
Yeah, so a couple things here. RollingStone.com had an article about the whole. It was kind of outlining the debacle with Kevin Hart, and just everything that kind of went wrong. So to let everybody know, if you weren't aware, Kevin Hart was set to do the Oscars. He was kind of not a last minute, but he was kind of a late pick because they couldn't find anybody else who really wanted to do it. What's the amount they pay? It's like
It's $15,000.
Ugh.
And so Kevin Hart stepped down, which for me is really unusual because he's already pretty low to the ground.
oh,
so
you've been
to
saving
hear him
that
like
joke.
step down, yeah, I know.
You've been saving that.
I
joke.
know, but I kid Kevin.
Oh,
because
gosh,
he's
get over it.
he's the size of a kid. So
Oh my.
I know.
goodness.
I had to get those two out. Those are my two opening jokes to host the Oscars.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
this is your demo reel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. You wouldn't be as bad as Natalie
Well,
Portman.
I mean, would she host it?
Her and James Franco. You don't.
Oh, that's right.
Wasn't that her? Wasn't it
Yeah.
Natalie Portman? No. Or was it? It was Anne Hathaway.
Yes.
Sorry, kind of a brain
Well,
fart.
what's interesting to me about the way they always want to treat the Oscars is why put that much effort into it unless you're going to go all the way? Meaning, like, if you're going to have a comedian host it, like, let them do it. Don't judge it. Just let them do it.
Get
And-
Anthony Jeselnik. That would be the greatest
well,
Oscar
the reason
host
I say
of all
that,
time.
like, if you want to watch some hilarious award ceremony stuff, look at Ricky Gervais. Like,
Close.
Gervais?
Gervais.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Jervis.
Jervis.
All right, Gervais.
Gervais. Okay.
Whatever. Whoever, the guy from The Office. That's who
The
I
British dude.
The British dude. Like, he has some legitimate good award presentation there. Like, it was
Okay.
entertaining. It kept everything flowing, and it was fun to laugh at. But, like, Kevin Hart, I don't know if he won't be able to do what Ricky was able to do.
Well,
with
he
it.
won't do it because he stepped down. So he's not.
I know, but, like, if you're going to commit to a comedian, like, go to one that's a real comedian. He's going to be too safe. He's already apologized for something he said 10 years ago or whatever. I mean, that guy's a wimp.
No, that's what I'm
And-
saying. They should just change it up. Just have a regular movie fan do it,
Like
and
you.
I will do it. Yeah,
Like,
I will not argue the $15,000 fee.
Yeah.
I will take that, and I will be very happy with
They
that.
could get Carlos Mencia and he could just steal everybody else's jokes and then deliver them in a not as
Oh
funny
man,
way.
so late 2000s.
You like that rose? Where you at, Carlos? Yeah, nowhere
Well,
to
no,
be
you understand
found.
what I mean by that? Because I know
Yeah.
what happened was unfortunate, and I think he probably saw that as an easy out because it was like he didn't want to be a distraction from the Oscars because somebody complained about a gay tweet he
But
made.
did you hear this? Like the part, like they were like, "Look at his bit from 2009,"
Yeah,
and it was just like, "I don't want my son to be gay."
yeah. Like,
and that was
you
it.
didn't know that before. Like, I don't like this stuff coming out after they've already been hired.
Yeah,
Like that's
Well, also, no, the dangerous thing though is Chris is that was part of a bit.
Mhm.
So I mean, to me, it's kind of like how much collateral damage do you have to look at? Where it's like, oh, that was part of a show, so we can't really say that was him doing it. It was just part of his act.
well, and that's what these comedians are all
It'd
saying.
be
is-
different from like Mel Gibson being pulled over and have a police recording of him blaming everything on Jewish people. Like
which has
that's
also happened.
that's a real deal. So
Yeah, but he still has plenty of work though. So.
Hey, well, let's have him do it.
Oh, that would be.
I would like Mel Gibson to host the.
You
Oscars.
could co-host with Mel. Kristen
That'd be
Mel.
fine. Yeah.
well, no, we'll call it the forgiveness host.
Just don't
And it's
get-
like
just
every
don't get
host
Holly
who's
to do
done
it.
something wrong.
Yeah.
It's everyone that we forgave.
The forgiveness tour. Roseanne.
Oh no, she
Oh,
probably
yeah.
won't be forgiven for.
Oh, you
while.
don't think?
Tim Allen definitely has been forgiven.
Yeah, I heard a whole. Oh,
Yeah.
Chris, I heard a whole podcast about the guy was talking about how Tim Allen is like the worst guy in the world because he went to prison for selling drugs and then he ratted on like all the people that were like also selling drugs so that he could
Probably
get a shorter sentence.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They were just talking about how he's like he broke the one rule of drug dealing,
And then
which we all know.
yeah, true. But
Anyways.
no, I think it's controversial what he did, but the hosting the Oscars shouldn't be this big of a debacle.
Yeah, true.
And it's been developing to be more of a debacle every year. It's almost like right after the Oscars is over, the first thing that most people report on, besides somebody's dress, would be like, "Oh, did he do a good job? She do a good job of hosting it?"
It's a lose-lose because you have to tell these like really like
Stupid.
jokes. Like you can't go too far or else everybody jumps all over you. But then like
But no one cares about Ricky.
Ricky G,
Gernal.
Ricky G.
Ricky G.
Yeah, but he's British. I think being British gives you like a.
And that's what I'm saying.
a
Like,
pass.
you just give it to that person, and that'd be fine. Get the other late night show guy who's English speaking, and he's not as harsh as Ricky G, and just let him do it, and he can get away with some British humor, and it'd be fine.
You know, James Corden. Is
Yeah.
that what you're talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah. You know what? I bet
It'd be
he
fine.
does do it.
It'd be
He
fine.
would be a good one. He
I
really
bet he does do
because
it.
he's down the middle too. Like he could do karaoke or whatever.
Now he is not on ABC. I
Oh.
believe he's on CBS. If I'm
So they may not do it because
Oh,
of that
so
crossover
yeah.
stuff.
They generally will have somebody who's connected with the network in some fashion.
Because I like that joke that Ricky G said on one of their award ceremonies was when the writer strike was happening, they literally just had a list of all the winners, and that was the award ceremony.
My favorite joke that he did during that is he was introducing Tom Hanks and Tim Allen, and he said, one of these folks is the most beloved movie stars in the entire world, and the other one is Tim Allen.
You just love anything like man.
Well,
you're
it's
so
funny
easy.
though. Yeah,
Yeah, you can just have-
that's the only joke I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, anything Tim Allen related. All right, well, let's move on. One more.
Well, let me ask you this. So we're like just on the last topic of the Oscars. Do you think there's going to be some Oscar controversy at all, as in like what they pick?
Oh, I think there will not be because I think they're going to pick very progressive.
I mean, have you seen a movie? Because you're the theater guy. Have you seen a movie that really stood out? As like,
I like how I'm like you work for the movie theater, but I'm the theater guy.
I'm not. Well, I mean,
Well,
you're the one.
he goes.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
You review
I
movies.
show him, he sees them. That's
Yeah.
how it works.
So,
Oh,
are
that
you
doesn't
asking
sound
if
right
I've?
at all, does it?
and he sends me the pirated copy from his phone.
Oh no.
Are you? Yeah. Are you asking? Has there been anything worthy, or
Yeah,
what's your
because
question?
I mean, I haven't really seen anything from like reading. I mean, they're talking about Bumblebee being a good movie. So.
Oh gosh. I'll tell you that
Yeah.
the last couple of weeks have been scarce as far as things coming out that are worth
Yes,
seeing.
very much
There's a
so.
bunch of really small movies that are getting Oscar talk, like that haven't even come to like the majority of theaters at this point. I don't know. I still think if you're betting money on the Oscars, just take a big bet out on A Star Is Born, because I mean I've been saying it from day one, but I think that's got all the weight behind it, and I don't know.
Because
It's
people
good.
in eighth grade as well, I heard.
Yeah, eighth grade was okay. I didn't love it, but it was good.
I
And
think,
it's-
we're
well,
going to have a little Oscar
Well,
nom
people
for
were,
that girl. I think.
were talking about
Yeah,
that.
sure, for sure.
I was reading a deal about the astronaut movie Ryan
Yeah.
Gosling was in, and basically it was a dud.
It was just kind of like slow.
Yeah, like-
well, I'll say this: it was like
Because that was supposed to be the like kind of like the movie that was setting the bar of like this year's top movies.
Yeah, the problem with First Man was it was like 4 of the most intense action scenes you could ever imagine, strung together with like some of the most boring and just just nothing happening. And it's just him like staring at bookshelves in his office, and then Claire Foy from The Crown like chain smoking, sitting at the table, like worried about if he's going to come back alive. I mean, it was
Of course, that
very
probably
slow.
happened, but
Oh, probably, but a lot like paying your taxes happens, but we don't need to watch that on screen. I mean, like find a way to tell the story.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to make it like very slice of life or something, but I don't know. I didn't really think it was okay. It wasn't great. It'll get nominated though, because it was one of those kind of movies,
Yeah.
All right.
I think we would hear talk about it if that was the case.
well, that's what I'm saying.
We
like,
should
that-
see, though.
No, that's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But then after the movie, everyone was kind of like, "Yeah, it was bleh." So bleh movies.
I think you'd be hearing about it. I don't think it's going to get nominated at
I don't know. I think it's a soft year. I don't know what's going to, I mean, they're going to put 8 or
I mean,
8 or
Ryan
10
Gosling's
movies.
gonna get nominated just because.
And I bet Damien Chazelle will for director as well, because he's kind of a golden boy. Digitalspy.com, the 12 biggest flops of 2018. So I'm going to read them off real quick. Some of these I don't even really know what they are, which I guess is probably part of why they're a flop. Life Itself, which starred Oscar Isaac and Olivia Wilde. The Hurricane Heist.
Well, let's go slow. Let's go slow here, guys. We got all time in the world.
You want to do 12 movies slow?
Well, out of all these movies,
Well, let
which
me read them
ones did you
first.
see?
Well, let me read them first.
Well,
and then
we
can talk
only
about
saw one, and that's the same one, I'm pretty sure.
Life Itself. Hurricane Heist was number 11. Early Man was number 10. Solo, A Star Wars Story, number 9. Action Point, number 8. Death Wish, number 7. The Darkest Minds, number 6. Happy Time Murders, number 5. Hotel Artemis, number 4. A Wrinkle in Time, number 3. Robin Hood, number 2. And The Nutcracker and the Four Realms, number 1 biggest flop of the year. It was reported budget 132. Well, this isn't even that bad of a flop.
Did you read this article though? I read this.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I-
so I wanted to talk a little bit about the basis of what a flop is. and what
Because
it's-
it didn't really make sense, because it was
They made
the Nutcracker
money.
made money. I mean, some of them didn't make money. Robin Hood was
Action Point.
budgeted $100 million.
Now, to
made
be fair,
65.
Robin Hood is still in theaters, so that's not entirely accurate.
That's true.
And it's actually doing really good for me. So.
And I mean, most of these actually made a little bit of money. So, some of them lost, like
well,
maybe.
I think I would say probably the biggest flop, looking at the list you just gave, would either be the Happy Time Murders, or it'd be a little bit of Action Point. But it sucks when you judge a movie based off the budget, because the movie budgets are like 10 million or 15 million. I mean, it's kind of like, that's not really a big flop to me. Is it makes like a fourth of its money back.
Yeah, I wonder if they meant like
And
flop
that's- I
compared
mean-
to expectations.
I mean, Action Point didn't make. I think Action Point literally made a fourth of its money back.
Yeah.
Almost.
Well, to be fair, though, half of that money was to pay Johnny Knoxville's med.
Or probably, yeah, probably the insurance.
Yeah, it was reported budget 19 million, worldwide gross
I
5
mean,
million.
the fact that they said Death Wish, this is Bruce Willis post actually having a career. And, well, I mean, come on, let's be real, guys. Like,
Yeah.
look, go to IMDb. like since 2005, everything on has been like
A Die Hard sequel.
I watched,
Yeah.
yeah, seriously. I watched a movie on Netflix with Bruce Willis called like Lay the Favorite or something.
I saw that.
Yeah, you watched that? And it was
I
all about
reviewed
him.
it on the show.
I thought I reviewed it on the show.
we both did.
Oh, we both did. Sorry, and that was terrible. I mean, to
Well,
speak to your point.
Well, I think there's a point in a career of anybody's career. They're like, hey, if you're gonna pay me money, I'll just show up and just look at the camera and do some nods and that kind
That's
of thing.
what I do.
Well, I mean, like your Death Wish reported budget 30 million, worldwide gross 48. To me, it's kind of like whoever made that movie wasn't a big producer. It was like, oh, I'm a guy who has a lot of money. I want to meet Bruce Willis, and that's why I make Death Wish.
I'm a Shah of Iran, and I would like to meet Bruce Willis for a while. Well, I wonder if some of this is about expectation. Like some of these movies, Darkest Mind, that was supposed to be like the new Hunger Games or whatever.
Now
And-
we saw Happy Time Murders. Didn't you see it?
yeah, I saw two actually. I saw Solo also.
Well,
I saw
Solo-
Happy Time Murders
Oh wow, yeah.
was
Well, Solo made over 100 million plus.
yeah.
So how is that a
In
a bomb?
the Star Wars world, that would be considered a bomb.
I mean,
The
I don't know.
no, Solo worldwide gross was almost 400 million. Now you're saying that it profited 150 million dollars, but I guess that's bad for Star Wars. Happy Time Murders, Chris, it was so bad. It was the worst.
So excited about this movie.
I
Like
thought
you
it was
have no
gonna be
idea.
good.
And I love Brian Henson, who directed it. I love that guy, and I love his work. And I don't know what happened.
Well,
with that.
my smelly nose tells me it was the the producers.
My smelly nose tells me.
Yeah, and it was apart from Sesame Street, and then they had that lawsuit, as well so they were
Sesame
very
Nose
different.
Street.
So
Well,
I think he had to probably come up with his own
No,
funding
but
for
the
this.
problem was the jokes. They
Yeah,
weren't
the writing. It was the writing.
they
But I
weren't
will
funny.
say the puppet deaths and murders were pretty good.
That was maybe the best part.
Like when a puppet gets shot in the head, like
Yeah.
it really looks pretty realistic. Like when they fall to the ground, like a real dead body would do. I've never seen it,
whoa,
but
dark.
I've never seen that.
The funniest part was the last like 2 minutes during the credits when it showed the people like
Yes.
operating the puppets
And
while
you
the
see
scenes
how
were
hard
happening.
they work, how hard those guys work.
I would have. I mean,
Well, they got paid.
yeah. I mean, a documentary about making the movie
but
would be
you're
more
laying
interesting
like
than the movie.
you're laying on your back with your hands up in the air and pedaling a little
What do you
bike.
think goes into making puppets move, man?
Well, I know what makes puppets move. I'm a big puppet fan.
I saw a Hurricane
What?
Heist.
Yeah.
I saw Hurricane Heist.
Did you really?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh.
And
Oh, that's right. You talked about it on the show.
yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
sorry. Yeah, Lee, you're saucy
Yeah,
tonight.
I'm getting it. No, that movie made sense. Like, why it actually didn't make money. It reported $40 million for the movie. I don't know how it would cost that much money, but worldwide gross of $30 million.
Well, they had to create a hurricane.
Well, I know it was
Yeah.
like 4 movies into one, but it honestly felt like one of those direct to DVD, or VOD movies that everyone wasn't on the set at once. It was literally like you're working 6 days, you're working 6 days, you're working 6 days. Let's make a movie.
I think that this article is really. I think what it's trying to do is not the biggest flops, but the movies that suck the most. I think that's what they really.
Well, like
mean.
Hotel Artemis.
No, Artemis.
Artemis. Thank you.
Artemis?
Oh, I think
The titles for his Lifetime movies are
my
gonna be great.
persona,
Oh, I
my
can't wait.
persona would be totally forgiven if I had an accent.
That's true.
But no, I'm not. I'm just.
But you actually speak English.
I'm just an
Yeah.
idiot.
You have an American accent, but you say people's names with a British accent.
If English
so-
wasn't my first language,
Yeah.
then y'all wouldn't be laughing. I like when we hear
But that
his eyes moving.
That
every-
movie, 15 million, worldwide gross 12. I don't know how many theaters that thing was even released in.
It's a lot. I mean, it was at the Grand Hotel Artemis for like a couple of days.
yes, it was.
Yeah,
yes,
it was
'cause
for a week
Well,
or
because
two.
I think that's when you look at, and I always have this kind of argument with people online, because I just argue with people online about Avatar and like how Avatar.
You
is-
always have arguments with people online about Avatar.
Well, because they always say like that's the biggest box office gross. It's like, yeah, you probably would be too if you were literally in 130% of the market. Because you look at like how many,
yeah, but they do that based
Well,
like on.
it's inflation too.
but it's like how many theaters was that movie in compared to number 2?
Well,
It's like crazy. They're like
If I
they were in
recall-
like 4,000 more theaters.
yeah, if I recall, that was really before the 3D craze got crazy.
No, it was
And
right.
and
No,
it kind of
it,
forced.
it's what was the 3D craze.
yeah, I
So,
think
like,
it forced some theater owners to have to do 3D if they wanted to show the movie.
But that's what I'm saying. Like if you look at, and that's the way I always judge box office numbers: is how many theaters it's in, because you can tell how many people are going to see that movie based off of how many times they actually went to the theater to see it. Because if it's like 5,000 theaters, it made $40 million opposed to 10,000 theaters made $40 million. That's a huge difference because that means half the people only saw it once.
Hotel
So,
Artemis
yeah,
was in
per screen
2,400.
That's not. I mean, that's not a big release, man.
I mean, that's definitely like a.
That's
medium-sized,
nationwide.
right?
That's
Yeah.
nationwide.
Pretty good.
I mean,
But-
4,000 is like all the
Look up,
theaters, right?
Look at
Avatar.
Solo. Look at Solo. Go now, faster.
I'm doing it. Talk for a minute.
So yeah, I was looking at this list, and that's
Solo
what,
was in 4,381. I mean, that's probably like every theater in the country, just about.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
So, I mean, Artemis was in like 2/3 of all the theaters. That's a lot.
Dude, how long was it in theaters?
I mean, maybe not that long. I mean, that's but that's
a
because
week, probably.
That's because it sucks, though. It's not like, oh, poor Hotel Artemis. It's
Well,
like,
we don't. Okay, but we don't know if it sucks. The thing is like there's a lot to do with marketing.
there's limping
that-
people in it, so it look good.
There's what?
When people limp in movies, it's good.
Well, it's all to do with marketing. If the word gets out for the movie
Well,
and it
that's one
looks
thing
good,
I always
and you get some
wondered-
critic reviews that say it's good,
I always wondered about the film industry, and I would love a straight answer. Is say we have Hotel on
From
our
who?
hands. Well, we have the movie Hotel. We're in charge of it, and like, hey, let's release it into 2,000. Was it 2,000 theaters?
400, yeah. 2,400.
2,400. So it's like, let's do that. Let's release it for say 6 weeks, and at the 6-week point, video on demand right then.
Yeah, but see,
well,
like,
it doesn't.
but
It
they don't
doesn't work like
They
that.
don't decide
know it
6
doesn't.
weeks. I mean, week by week, they're deciding how many theaters it needs to be in or whatever based on success.
Yeah, it's that opening weekend really determines how long you're gonna have.
Because
that
I always
film.
wondered about movies like, say, like and when we were younger, like Donnie Darko, it did so well on DVD sales. They gave that guy more money to make a sequel
To ruin his life with S. Darko.
and to make a sequel and then make a director's cut. So clearly, like they're seeing returns on something like either it's video on demand, DVDs, or in theaters. It's like, okay, so now we're going to spend more money. I want to know the real true number of that because like the Hotel movie, I think they're trying to go for like an indie flick thing and people would word of mouth it.
I'm sure
And-
they would have loved that to blow up and be a big movie, probably, right?
Well, everyone
Oh,
wants
yeah.
that.
Yeah. All right, we got to go to break.
Well-
We're letting it breathe, but this is
Okay.
it's probably enough, don't you think?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's go to break. When we come back, we're going to be rewinding the movies that we've seen over the last week. Chris, what did you watch?
Goosebumps, Goosebumps 2, a haunted Halloween. I'm sorry, I didn't want to confuse anybody.
Yeah, seriously, Dick, what about
Second
you?
one.
I saw the Christmas Chronicles.
Oh, my goodness. And I
Ah,
saw...
yes, I also saw that.
Oh!
So we'll have a group rewind. Great.
Yeah.
I did not see it, but I did see Dr. Seuss's The Grinch.
Oh,
Which
we
one?
yeah.
The new one in theaters right now.
Okay.
All right, we'll be talking about that when we come back on the Ticket Stub.
Let's begin now.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break for the Tick Stub. I want to remind you guys that we give away 2 tickets to the Grand Theater or Amstar Cinemas around the country, 2 every episode. So if you're interested in winning tickets, make sure to stay tuned and tune in every Thursday to the Ticket Stub. And we'll get back to the show.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
And we're back on the Ticket Stub. If you missed this last segment, we talked movie news, including Die Hard. This is a second year to ponder if it's a Christmas movie or not. RollingStone.com talked about Kevin Hart and the Oscars, and we went into some detail about that. And then DigitalSpy.com, some of the biggest flops or maybe just the worst movies of 2018. Now we're going to do our rewind. This is where we talk about the things that are coming up or the movies that we've seen over the last week. And later on in the show, we're going to play Totally Tinsel Title Time Tonight, where I read the plot for actual Lifetime and Hallmark movies, and Chris and Dick try to make up the funniest or most creative title, not knowing what the true title is.
So it's funniest or most creative. So it doesn't have to be funny.
Funniest and
Okay.
most creative.
All right.
But oftentimes, most creative is the funniest, theoretically. We're going to talk about the movies that we've seen since we gathered together last. Chris is going to
Yeah.
go. Chris is going to go first. I'm going to go second, and then Dick is going to go third because Dick and Chris have both seen the Christmas Chronicle.
Yeah. Well, let's say what the movies we saw. I saw Christmas Chronicles on Netflix.
I saw Dr. Seuss's The Grinch that's in theaters now.
Okay.
I saw Goosebumps 2, a haunted Halloween.
Timely.
Now,
Timely.
we literally had that movie until last Thursday.
Did people
they
know that
got-
Halloween was over like several
They re-released
weeks
it
ago?
because I think it was close to a benchmark. I'm assuming of $100 million, maybe. And
Okay.
so they wanted to hit that benchmark.
I don't doubt. I mean, like, I got a lot of questions about that movie, production wise. Like,
Okay.
because I've never been able to sit down. Because when I saw the Emoji Movie, I never wanted to sit down and see a movie like that again,
Okay.
unless I lost the game.
Goosebumps made domestically $46 million.
So they were trying to hit 50.
Foreign
That would-
45
be
million. Worldwide gross 92 million.
good. Well, maybe they were trying to hit worldwide 100.
Maybe, but they did not.
But anyway, Goosebumps 2, A Haunted Halloween, it's 47% on RottenTomatoes.com, which is actually, a lot higher than some would expect. But the plot is that two young friends find a magic book that brings a ventriloquist's dummy
Oh,
to life.
okay.
Again, I've never seen the first one.
Did that happen the first time?
It does happen the first time.
Are
Yeah,
you-
but
Wait, it's the exact same plot?
No, it's
Oh, you seen the first one?
basically.
Chris is for sure.
I've seen the first one.
He,
Yeah,
he
I don't-
reviewed it here on the show.
I don't necessarily recall it. But the cast is Jack Black, Wendy, you okay?
No, I'm dying.
Wendy McClendon Covey from Reno 911.
Oh,
Madison Eisman, Khalil Harris, Chris Parnell, because he's doing something. Ken Jeong, which was kind of odd that he was in this movie.
Kim Jong-un?
Yes, yeah. Uh-huh. And
all the way from North Korea.
and Jeremy Ray Taylor, who's the larger kid in the It movie, the latest It movie.
Oh.
He's a pretty good
All right.
actor. He was also in this. But yeah, so rapid fire review really quick.
Boom, hit
Because I
it.
do it every time. Boom, Katie Walsh, Tribune News Service. This is a kid-friendly monster mash, but it is truly no graveyard smash. Boom.
Oh, got him.
Kevin Marr, The Times UK. It's pointless and bland like a bargain basement Jumanji. The Z-list cast struggle. Bam.
Oh.
Boom, roasted. Kristen Harlow from Schmoes Know. Big fan of Schmoes Know.
Yeah, got to.
Yeah, I didn't hate the movie. I just didn't care enough. Okay, there you go.
Oh, apathy.
Mark Justick. I don't know that. I didn't say that right. Mark reviews movies. Such genre. I can't even read that. Such genre pieces almost always follow the law of diminishing returns. This series skips.
It's
I'm-
so
I'm-
biting. It's
it's
so
like-
biting when you stumble over every
I know
word.
it is. You're turning into a Christopher Walken when you're reading. This series skips the diminishing parts and jumps
Wow.
right into the arena of diminished.
Oh,
And one last
got
one.
him. Need some ointment for that burn.
Yeah. Teo Bugby from the New York Times.
Oh, this is real.
The failing New York
Oh.
Times. No, I don't know. The president says so. We all believe it. A movie to leave playing in the background of a child's birthday party. So anyway, I
That's
don't
a
know.
great review.
I don't necessarily agree with these guys. The movie's not great.
I loved
Okay.
it.
I didn't love it.
You
Oh.
finished it.
Yes.
I did finish it. I was a little disappointed because Jack Black is not in it, technically in it, physically in it until the last probably 10 minutes.
He plays who?
He plays R.L. Stein,
Okay.
the
Oh,
author of the
okay.
Goosebumps books. But he also does Slappy the Dummy, the voice of Slappy the Dummy. And Slappy's the main character in this movie. And he's really, really good and really, really funny as the dummy.
Slappy is.
Yes. Mhm.
Well, one thing because this series kind of made me think because I used to read Goosebumps.
Yeah, I love
I've
Goosebumps.
probably read at least
Yeah.
40 Goosebumps books.
Yeah, same.
And I know if I started I grabbed one, I opened, I can remember the whole story. But right now I can't recall, maybe 4. And the thing that kind of puzzles me about these kind of movies is why didn't they just try to make movies out of individual books?
Instead of just
No,
like
I agree.
The whole idea of Goosebumps.
Yeah,
I definitely agree with
I've
that.
never seen the movies though, so they might have done something really creative with Goosebumps 1 and 2.
They
about-
did not, no.
But that when they said they were doing number 2, my guess was Jack Black isn't in it because they didn't feature him in the trailer. And then basically this was written as if the first one bombed, they're going to put it on video on demand.
It's very
Kind of like a
possible.
Nickelodeon, Disney Channel kind of thing.
I watched the Goosebumps here. My wife and I actually went through and watched them recently, like the original ones that were on TV. So good. And then there's R.L. Stein's The Haunting Hour. That's really good.
They could have done something with it.
Yeah, but the fact that Jack Black is R.L. Stine, and he's just like the author of all these books. I mean, I don't think they needed to do that. Really, just tell the story of, like you said,
Yeah, like
from the books.
pull a novel, because I think they even made 3 books off of Slappy.
I'm
If
not
I remember,
sure, but
like,
Slappy's a fantastic character.
What's I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there's 3 books with if I remember correctly, because I know when that was like one of the first sequels
Yeah.
in the whole R.L. Stine.
Are you showing the
universe.
photos during this?
Yeah, I was just,
okay.
it's just cycling through.
Yeah, well, you can see Slappy there.
Slappy. Did you know that his name, he's also known as Eric Affaby?
Slappy the Dummy?
No, R.L. Stein. Robert Lawrence Stein, sometimes known as Jovial Bob Stein and Eric Affaby.
Oh.
Just throwing that out there. Oh, sorry. I'm looking him up on Wikipedia right now.
Well, so really what this movie was trying to go for is kids. So if there's a
Yes.
podcast listener right now, and it's like, oh, I have kids. Do they need to watch Goosebumps too?
Oh, 100%. There's nothing bad.
There's a lot of
for-
fun.
Yeah, lots of fun.
Okay.
A reasonable amount
I-
of, kids scares.
Well, what's great is I'm watching the X-Files, and Goosebumps 2 was like the 1 out of 3 commercials they showed every break. So every commercial break, I saw that stupid trailer. And the whole gummy bear thing, got
that was
real
a
annoying.
that was a challenging scene to get through.
yeah, real annoying.
Oh,
But-
teaser. Uh-oh. So if you haven't seen it, man,
Oh,
my interest is peaked right now.
I don't think there's anything we could say that would ruin this movie for anyone.
All right. So Goosebumps, if you have kids, maybe wait till next Halloween.
I'll give it a tentative thumbs up.
A tentative. A thumbs slightly up.
Yes,
One thing.
half up
Okay,
thumb.
so let me ask you this: who do you think who was top billed in this movie? Out of all those actors, who was top billed?
I think they lucked out that the kid, the bigger Jeremy
Yeah.
Ray Taylor, was actually probably the top billed kid. I think they kind of lucked out with him after It came out. So I think most people going to see the movie thought, okay, well, that's the kid from It.
Well, I think legitimately.
gonna tell us, or
Well,
was
no,
that just-
I'm looking at like their posters. Legitimately, because you think it would be Jack Black, even though he's in the movie for 5 minutes. Like that's what sometimes they do.
But he voices Slappy.
But
Yeah.
but they did not bill him. They didn't bill anybody. And looking at the cast list, I guess the most experienced actor on there would be Chris Parnell, or
And that's saying something.
Well,
right there.
Not great.
because you were
Not great for your movie.
So how much do you? think?
I like Chris Parnell.
Well, how,
Well,
no, I know.
but if he's your top billed actor, that's
Well, I meant more of the most experienced because I think, but Chris Parnell, and then because he was with Saturday Night Live, so he's a lot of more stage experience, I imagine. But what was the woman's name from Reno 911?
Wendy McClendon.
She played the wife,
Toby.
right?
She was the mom.
The mom,
There
yeah.
was no father.
is she
I
like the
believe.
blonde lady?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how much money do you think this movie costs?
It was so
$1
Oh, it's got over 100.
million? Over 100 million?
I would say so.
Really?
What is the truth? Do you know?
35 million.
Oh wow.
Chris, you have no
Yeah.
idea.
Well, then it handily made its money back.
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like the speediness of this production was like, oh, hey, we did well last year. We already wrote the script because we thought it was going to bomb, so we're going to put it on, Nickelodeon TV. Here you go.
But they got really good kid actors. Khalil Harris.
Well, yeah, they
was really
spent 30
great.
million. Who do you think they spent $35 million on, man?
The voice of Slappy.
Chris
It was
Parnell.
the voice of Slappy got most of that
It
dough,
would-
I'm pretty sure.
It would not surprise me, though, Jack Black got paid the most at all.
Oh, for sure
Well,
he did.
obviously.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure he did. All right, let's stop talking about Goosebumps. Is that okay? Can we move on?
Yeah, it is December 10th.
It is December 10th. That's kind of my point. Or December,
Oh,
13th?
no, I'm sorry.
yeah.
December,
Oh. Time is an illusion.
December
It's December
13th. Sorry,
13th.
I went back in time. I got to park my
So what's
DeLorean.
next? What's next?
Well, a more topical movie, I saw The Grinch from 2018, which is in theaters now. It is
Stars Belvedere Cradle Snatch. Is that right?
something like that. Benadryl Cabbage Patch is what I see. Benedict Cumberbatch is the voice of the Grinch. Sorry, we missed that one a little bit.
Yes.
It's got Rashida Jones, Pharrell Williams, Keenan Thompson plays Mr. Bricklebaum, which he's funny, but maybe a little overused.
I'm glad he's getting work.
Yeah,
He's really good.
That's good. You love these SNL guys, and you're glad they're all
He's
getting work.
so funny. Like, he really is legit funny on SNL.
So I took Lindsay, my fiance, her 2 kids. The 3 of us went to this movie together.
And where did you go? If it's not the Grand, don't say the name.
It was the Grand.
It was?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
actually the Grand. We thought about going to the other one
Very
that serves
good.
food, but we did not.
yeah, it was
we
in
went to-
Panama.
Panama City.
Yeah, Panama. No, just the country. We went to Panama.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So saw this one. I will say that the kids who are ages 4 and 7 loved it. Okay, now they may be an easy audience because they love. Turn your microphone on, dude. Your mic's still not on. No, I would never say that. No, they might be an easy audience because they love the Grinch and they love the original. And we went home and immediately watched the original Grinch, which to me seems a little repetitive.
What a fun day.
A little repetitive
for you.
I did not pay that close attention to the second watching, but it is essentially the same story. I mean, it's what you expect. I don't know why they would get Benedict Cumberbatch. He's quite British in real life. And he tries to do this like kind of weird American accent. And I just don't understand. It's just weird to me. Like, why him? Why not anybody that just talks, without an accent? But they went with Benedict Cumberbatch and it was fine. The one thing I didn't like about this movie was that they they softened the Grinch and like his edges a little bit. In the first movie, he's a jerk, right? He's really, really.
Are you talking about
like a big jerk?
Like a big jerk.
the original animated?
The original Grinch from whatever, 1950 or whatever it's from.
He's stealing presents, man.
Yeah, he's a jerk. He's stealing the presents. He's mean, and that song, wouldn't touch him with a 10.5-foot pole, right? But in this one.
Well, you gotta be very careful when you're singing that song. Make sure you get those lyrics right. Because there was one time I said, "You're a bad banana with a 35.5-inch pole." Just
we can't record it ever again.
Not the greatest. Not the
No,
greatest.
I'm having a good time. But
You gotta,
what do
you gotta make sure. I know exactly. You got to get the lyrics right. I don't know what I meant, but that was obviously
That's
not
clearly
the,
not anywhere near the Grinch song.
No, it is the Grinch song. It says, "I wouldn't touch you with the 35.5-foot pole" or something. I got two sections of lyrics.
I'm
I'm just leaving you out to dry. I'm just hanging you out to dry right now.
You wouldn't touch him.
Yes, that's not what I said though.
Yeah. Okay. Let's stop it. Let's just all move on. We can never record it.
I understand the lyric. I just misspoke.
Hey,
You made it weird. You made it weird. So, what I'll say is that they made him much kinder in this movie throughout. I mean, he still stole the presents and stuff, but like especially his relationship with his dog. In the original movie, he was
kick it and be really
he was very mean
and-
to his dog. In this movie, almost throughout, he was like very soft towards it. And I think it's just like a 2018 sign of the times where, you have to show like kind. I mean, you can't have somebody who's just a jerk. Like he has to have redeeming value. And to me, it kind of softens the transformation at the end, not to get too intense about this animated movie that's totally for kids. But part of the reveal at the end is when he changes, it's like, wow, this is a big deal that he's totally turned around. In this movie, I think it was kind of, maybe neutered a to use that term. But
Well, it's kind of like
you like that term?
When
Yeah.
you look at
Chris,
it,
you probably do. 30.
yeah, you're weird. You look at it like the original was the age group had a huge span,
Yeah.
and then it kept going redefined to like lower and lower,
Yeah.
and now it's like for 6-year-olds.
I would think that if
I
you're
do not understand why in the world they would make this movie besides to make money,
just 100% money, there's no other reason. I mean,
and it sucks because the movie I'm reviewing at least is an attempt to do an original Christmas movie.
but it won't ever get seen, or not by a lot
No,
of
it's
people.
probably it's already seen by a lot of people.
Okay, well then never mind. Forget me. But it wasn't released in theaters like for the same way that the Grinch would be. Where this probably, I mean, I can look it up, but this.
Well, people like commend Jim Carrey's Grinch because they're at least attempting to do a live action Grinch, and even though it's the same story, they did a lot of neat things with it that made it aesthetically pleasing to, say, a moviegoer, and then of course the kiddo would love it, and then there's some dialogue in it that is absolutely bananas. And
Guess how much money the Grinch made domestic?
Oh,
Just-
that
already
was
looked.
The Jim Carrey's the Grinch.
no, this one.
I've started
2018.
doing some research, so
Oh,
in
it's-
case y'all didn't know.
Oh,
Just take a guess, Chris.
You talking about this Grinch, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
2018.
say-
Dr. Seuss is the Grinch.
it's probably at 105.
$223 million
Wow.
just in America. Just
That's
in America.
great.
How much money do you think it cost to make the movie with Benedict?
1.6 billion.
No, be real. Come on. You're running something.
Okay,
It's 120.
75.
75.
Oh,
That's
man.
close. That's estimated, so you never know who got the kickback.
But it made 325 worldwide. So I mean, mission accomplished. These
Yeah,
guys,
definitely.
they made their money. Benedict, he probably made $20 million to voice this stupid movie. Did it need to be made? No. Does it have a purpose? No.
You know what this
Just
reminds
watch
me
the
of?
original one. Don't.
You know what this reminds me of is somebody in February, movie person goes, "Hey, what movie are people releasing for Christmas?" And they gave a list. And they're like, "Oh, there's not a legitimate Ice Age movie coming out. Oh, there's not some Christmas movie coming out.
Let's drop the Grinch.
Easy Grinch."
Yeah.
Because even the animation looks like it was just generic.
Yeah, very generic. Nothing real special about it. So let's not waste any more
So
time.
so you as a person who saw it don't care for it
I'll say this: like it was like
because now you have like 3 options.
it was like cute, you know. Like
you
there
have
was-
the original cartoon, you have Jim Carrey, and you have this version.
I'll say this: the kids loved it. So
No, I'm asking you.
for me, I mean, it was fine and it was cute. It had a few little cute moments. I didn't like that they made the Grinch so, vanilla, in my opinion. And I don't necessarily see a point for it. It was fun enough. I guess it was worth it. It was worth going to see with the kids. If you go by yourself,
Well, that's
then
why they
you're
made
weird.
it.
Yeah.
No, that's why they made it because
Yeah.
there's nothing else out right now. Is that right, Chris?
If
If we had kids,
we have Schindler's List right now, you can bring the kids to that. Well,
Well-
they should.
we should.
you
yeah.
should because they
It's
need
like-
to know.
Well, they do
'Cause
need to know.
No, that's like
They do.
no, that's like my mother going. Everyone needs to come with me on my birthday to see Passion of the Christ.
Oh, is that her
Oh.
present?
That was I was sitting there going like, wait a second, what? And then and I got in real trouble because we're in the theater, and I was like, seen it before.
Oh,
Read the book.
Read the book.
This movie's not as nearly as good as the book.
But no, why, okay, let's not talk about that Schindler's List thing. But nothing
The
is
kids
out.
need to know.
Nothing is out right now. That's for kids. So this is, of course, it's going to make millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah, it definitely did. The Grinch. I mean, again, if you have kids, take them. They'll love it. They'll eat this. They'll eat it up. It'll be fun. And like you said, Dick, at least it's a story they love, and it's told in a little bit different way. And so they're gonna like it. They're for sure going to. This will be added. I guarantee it. With Lindsay's kids,
How do you-
this will be added to the
'cause
yearly watch,
if-
the yearly repertoire of Christmas movies.
If folks don't know, you're engaged
Yeah,
to Lindsay.
yeah.
So
That's why I called her my fiance.
so you inherited these kids, right?
Yes, they were left in the will.
So how do you deal with kids going to the movie theater, man? We need to have a whole show about this.
Oh gosh, I don't know. What do you mean?
Or they're good kids. We know
they're
that.
very well behaved. Very well behaved.
That to me is the biggest red flag when I'm in a theater and I see a Connor and a Lindsay walk in with young kids.
And you're like, what the hell is she doing with that guy?
That's exactly right.
well,
we don't.
and I would never say that.
Well, the kind of movies we go to with the kids are the kind of movies that are surrounded by other adults who have come with their kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't walk in.
Oh, you mean you're not supposed to drop them off at the Grinch?
yeah, we drop
For
them
Chris-
at the Grinch and we
for
go to
Chris to handle?
yeah, we go to Schindler's. Yeah, we go because we're wanting
Yeah.
a good watch.
There you
We're
go.
wanting a fun
You-
time.
Are you serious? They're doing like some Fathom event for that movie?
It's not Fathom. It's we actually have it for a full week, and that movie is 3 hours and 30
I know.
minutes.
I've seen it twice.
You should call
Yeah.
those. You should call those. We can't fathom events.
There you go. It's not a Fathom event, but
Yeah.
it's re-released because it's the 25th anniversary. So.
Let me change the graphic real quick. No, I'm
yeah.
just kidding.
Oh gosh! All right, Dick. What did you watch?
So I watched the new.
Hey, Let me stop you one second. Can I get a ride home from you guys? Because my wife's coming straight up in like 25 minutes, and I don't know if we're gonna be done.
Where do you live?
Just right down.
We'll
the
talk
road.
off the air. Okay. Yeah.
A great
Well,
way
I can't talk off the air because I gotta let her know. So that's we have no.
Let her know.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you. All right, Dick. What'd you watch?
this is great.
Yes,
by the
yeah, this is
way.
the-
Oh yeah.
Monday
This
nights,
is
man. This is
great.
gold.
Mhm.
All right, so
We're way too lucid on Thursdays at noon. This is much better Monday
Yeah.
We're
nights.
just trying something different.
Yeah.
So I saw the Christmas Chronicles.
As opposed to
Well, because people are like, it's called Christmas. No, it's the Christmas Chronicles
Oh.
on Netflix.
okay.
It is a Netflix production, and it is available right now on streaming. Actually, it came out not too long ago. I think it was November 22nd. I think that's when it came out.
Is Kurt,
Thanksgiving Day.
is Kurt Russell's
Yeah.
beard made of plastic in this movie?
No, I think
No,
it's,
no.
I think it's real.
So I'm gonna go down to the details real quick.
Okay.
So it's directed by Clay
Aiken.
Cadis.
Yeah. What is he doing? now?
Kaytis.
I've never seen him.
He's an
in a long time.
animator who
I think
he
he's gay.
he directed the Angry Birds
Is that
movie.
Sorry, Kevin Hart. Yeah, sorry.
He worked on Frozen, worked on Tangle. He had it's clearly if you look at his list on IMDb, he's got a lot of experience. It's like even his earliest job, he was an animator, cleanup animator for Pocahontas. So he's been around animation for a while.
Well,
So I was kind of
he
surprised.
did a good job cleaning up.
I was kind
Pocahontas.
of surprised that Netflix gave him the job, but in a sense of like he didn't directly connect to visual, like real life people.
Yeah.
I would say start out right out the gate. This movie is totally great.
Okay.
I agree.
So
100%.
Really?
It
100%.
is refreshing, and I love the idea of taking a premise of Santa Claus and doing something, at least attempting to do something different with it. Kind of like Tim Allen's The Santa Claus. Like that was at least something like you attempted. I like that movie because it was so wild.
That is exactly what I thought. I
And
was
this
like,
movie is like the 15-year-old difference of
Yeah,
like
I was
Santa
like-
Claus, The Christmas Chronicles.
thank you for doing
And
something
this is my movie
original.
review.
Something
We can
original.
Wait till we can
So
talk.
shut up.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But no, I'm just giving you a hard time, Chris. No, you're spot on with that, and it's very enjoyable in a sense of until it gets to a certain part. And there's some parts I don't like, but then it's okay as a whole. Definitely recommend
When
it
they
to
all
folks.
drop acid in the middle of it,
Yeah,
the
they're-
writers and the
no.
director. Yeah. Then,
Oh, does it get a little weird?
oh yeah.
Well, let me
Yeah.
go. Let me read the premise to you. It's a standard Santa Claus kind of movie. The story of a sister and brother, Kate and Teddy Pierce, whose Christmas Eve plan to catch Santa Claus on camera turns into an unexpected journey that most kids could only dream about.
Oh my
So there's a lot of elements
Sounds
leading
magical.
up to it. I have a lot of
It is
questions
magical.
about. So basically, if you haven't seen this movie, go watch it and come back. So press pause, whatever. So now we're here.
All right, 2 hours later. Okay,
So
you just
now we're
watched
here.
it.
So there's a straight up scene where this kid, the son, they lose their dad. So in a series of a neat montage, you see the dad and mom raising the kids. Dad loves Christmas, decorates Christmas everywhere, loves it, loves it, loves it. And then he
Does
apparently
he fall off the roof doing the lights or
no,
something?
he apparently just dies.
Oh,
And you don't really know, but you see it through the Christmas videos. It's
He's
like,
a firefighter. I mean, I
Yeah,
took it as
he goes
may
into the
have,
fire. Well, you learn
yeah.
about it later.
Oh,
And there's a scene where the oldest son, now they're older, is stealing a car. And the daughter found the camera that you watch videos on, brings the camera and records him and blackmails. Going, I'm going to tell mom. And of course, you know who the mom's played by?
tell me.
Kimberly Williams Paisley.
Good job. You pronounced it.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
Father of the Bride.
Yes.
So
She's married to Brad Pitt.
I almost
It's also
felt,
on a sitcom.
so I
right?
have this ongoing theory, and it's probably already talked about. Is
According to
Netflix
Jim.
Yes.
Netflix literally casts people based off of what they watch. So according to Jim, was watched by an X amount of people where they're
So we
like,
need to get somebody from
we
that.
need to get Kimberly in there. She fits the role of the nice middle-aged wife that's somewhat attractive, and she can act. I'm not kidding you, because the dad's played by Oliver Hudson, who's been in like 30 Hallmark movies. But not really. He's probably been in like 5. But still, it's enough to where it's like, all right, clearly he's only in the movie for 5 minutes. He's an easy actor. People recognize him.
It's Kate Hudson's brother.
That's why I was.
Oh, really?
That's why I was surprised Kurt Russell was in this movie. But he also
Yeah.
produced it.
Oh, I just
But-
put 2 and 2 together here.
What? Oh, because of the connection of people. Yeah,
Yeah, I did not know
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So one thing that another thing I loved about this movie was the liberties they took on the Santa Claus myth
Yeah.
of like what he did, how he operates.
Was Blackface Teddy involved at all, or was that just in
No.
the Netherlands?
No.
Okay.
No. One thing that they did that I really liked was Santa Claus wasn't the stereotypical ho 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 guy.
Okay.
And they played on that throughout the whole movie.
He was very monogamous.
Yeah, and one thing was great, which I never seen in the movie play out or in a story, where he knew everyone.
Well, it's because
Yes.
he checked his list twice,
That
man.
was
So
cool.
that was cool.
It was super cool.
So they played that in the movie where it was like he knew, like for example, he was stranded. So he went to like a Bennigan's type restaurant, and he started just asking help from people, going, "Can you please give me a ride?"
He'd be like, Dick, can you help me? Oh,
Yeah,
Chris, can
and
you help
he'd
me?
be like, "No, full name," and like, "Oh, I really need your help," and everyone's like, "Leave me alone." And after like probably 5 couples, it got real funny because the bartender wasn't too friendly, and they're like, "Oh, you're Nate so and so." It's like you're probably wanted for you're still wanted for Grand Theft Auto. You're not gonna get anything for Christmas. All this stuff. And then, of course, they end up taking his car because it's stolen already. So they, one kid just basically makes it okay to do anything against the law.
Mm-hmm.
But again,
Gosh, I miss Bennigan's.
yeah,
I really do. I really like that restaurant. It's no joke.
I'm sorry,
Anyway,
man. That must be hard for you.
Continue.
Dick, why is there build on IMDb? There's like 6 different Teddies, all at different ages. Like Teddy age 3.
yeah.
Teddy
No,
age
they
5.
did
That's
it
the
through.
montage.
That's
Teddy
the
age-
montage. They did a montage of them going through Christmas
Oh, okay.
through a home video camera.
Okay.
So, and in the end, this movie was really good. I would recommend if you have Netflix, check it out. And it's doing well on viewership, and it's doing well when it comes to the reviews of families watching it.
Mhm.
So,
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, it's from the
That's-
people who brought you Harry Potter
fantastic.
and Home Alone.
But
So-
don't you agree? The middle of it, they pretty much took some hits of acid, and it's just like it goes off the rails.
no,
in the middle of
there's
it.
a straight up musical number in it.
There is
kind of Big Lebowski style.
And
Yeah,
this is
and
where Holly and I divide on is she loves the elves,
Oh no.
and I did not like the elves.
No.
And she's like Lars. Like she even says it today. There's a scene where it's like Lars. That's how the elf says it, and that's all. I guess
Who's Lars?
he's the dumb elf. I guess
Oh.
and he just says Lars. That's all he says.
It was like Hodor from Game of Thrones.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I was just like,
Who is? Oh no, I'm sorry. That's not Jason Momoa.
No, not Jason Momoa.
yeah, it totally is.
Yeah, they're pretty similar.
Yeah.
But no, it's remarkable to me that they're able to create a fun Christmas movie, and I think Netflix, Amazon, all those folks are doing the right thing by just taking chances on stuff because you would never see this in theaters. And I think Kurt Russell did an
I
excellent.
disagree. I think it could have played amazing in theaters.
Well,
That's what I'm disappointed with.
That's because the Grinch is in the theaters right now.
Well, no, I'm
and
disappointed we
Goosebumps
didn't
2
get
is-
that, and I'm disappointed with the Andy Serkis, the Mowgli Legend of the Jungle.
Yeah, that was
whatever.
straight to
Yeah,
Netflix.
that's kind of a little scary, honestly. I
Oh,
mean,
that these movies are going straight to
yeah,
Netflix.
I mean, it's a little.
Well, they get
yeah.
purchased. I think. I don't know if Netflix full out produced this movie because they kind of. It's kind of like when you go to Amazon and you purchase things. Like, oh, I'm buying it from Amazon. No, you're really buying it from China, and then it takes
Yeah.
4 weeks to get to your house.
Mhm.
But
But Chris's point is, for somebody who owns a theater, it's scary.
I
that-
don't own the theater. We've established this
No,
several
no.
times.
What he's saying is,
Sorry, I just think better of you than you
what's
do of
happening?
yourself.
What's happening is like the standard film industry is going to a point where it's like, hey, I can make this movie. I want to make it for $20 million, but then I'm going to sell it to whoever buys it. It could be half of all these companies that could put me in the theater, or half all these streaming people. And I don't know if this movie was originally thought by a Netflix, like the first dollar spent on this movie was Netflix, or it was, they built this movie and it's happening now.
Yeah, but my point is, since Chris owns the theater, it's scary for him the fact that this is not going to the theater.
The Mowgli one kind of made me take a
Really?
double
Because they already
take,
had
yeah.
3 movies or 2 movies at least.
It did, but I mean, Andy Serkis is like,
No.
I don't know. I mean, he directed it. The CGI in this isn't the best.
You saw it?
No, I didn't. But like preview,
We'll watch
you can
it.
tell it's not.
He's
like,
boycotting it for
No, I'm
principle.
not boycotting it, but I think
As a
it
theater
could've-
owner, he refuses to watch.
I think it could have played very well in the cinema.
Well, Chris does know this kind of stuff.
That is true. All right, let's go to break. What do you think? We're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to play Totally Tinsel Title Time tonight, where Chris and Dick are going to go head to head. I'm going to give the plot of actual Lifetime and Hallmark movies, and they are going to try to make up the funniest and or most creative title, points given for the best title. There will be a loser, and the loser has to watch one of these movies that I pick for next week. So stick with us on the Ticket Stub.
Let's begin now.
Hey, it's our second break here on the Ticket Sub. I want to let you guys know we had to shift our group rewind to the January 10th. The movie we are going to be watching is no other than Mowgli. The movie that it will be available on Netflix streaming. Director is Andy Serkis. And it has a bunch of famous people in it.
and we figured this would be a great way for everyone to watch it. Again, it's Mowgli on Netflix. It's streaming live, or streaming, or if you have Netflix, whatever. But yeah, stick around. We got one more segment here on the Ticket Stub. I encourage everyone to check us out on social media, _Ticket Stub on Twitter. We're also on all podcasts, Stitcher Radio, all that stuff. Subscribe, the Ticket Stub Podcast, and don't forget to contact us via email at theticketstubpodcast@gmail.com. And again, if you want those 2 tickets to any Amstar Cinema or the Grand Theater, stay tuned for more Ticket Stub.
Let's begin now.
We're back on the Ticket Stub. If you missed this last segment, we did rewinds, including Dr. Seuss's The Grinch, the Christmas Chronicles, and some weird Goosebumps Halloween movie that Chris watched. What was it called?
Goosebumps, a haunted Halloween.
All right. So now we're going to play a little game called Totally Tinsel Title Time Tonight.
Oh, who came up with this name?
This
Man.
was a Connor Halstead original right
Can we
here.
slow it down real quick? What's it called?
Totally Tinsel Title Time Tonight. It's really an unnecessary title, but I
Yeah.
just thought that it was funny to have all T's. So here's the deal. For this game, I will give you the plot of an actual Lifetime or Hallmark movie. Now, these are not just from 2018. Some of these date further back than 2018.
See, okay.
I'm
2000.
I'm not done with the instructions yet.
I know, but you're talking about Hallmark in general.
They're all Christmas. Lifetime or Hallmark Christmas
Okay.
movies.
'Cause
From
Hallmark's been around for I think 1991.
Okay, well, these are all from the 90s and beyond. No, you have to make up your job, if you choose to accept it, is to make up the funniest or most creative title.
We cannot
for,
accept?
No, you must accept.
Oh, okay.
I will award a point. Side note, one of the websites I used, L.com, had the best 58 Lifetime movies. Cassie Doyle's The Christmas Contract was number 5 out of 58.
Wow.
I thought that was pretty cool.
That's great.
We just interviewed her like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, I told you that was a good movie.
I-
So we need to get her. We need to get her back.
We should bring her back to talk. We need to watch Christmas in Tennessee.
Let's fly her in.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we need to find some Southwest flights or whatever. But she was number 5 out of
Why
58.
Southwest?
And it's private jet, man.
Oh, PJ?
We'll take our PJs.
I was just thinking I'm a Southwest member. So, anyways.
Oh, okay. You need the
Loser.
points.
You
So-
fly that much?
No, I don't. But I
I
just
have
have
not remember being
Every
anything.
week you're like an Aspen or something.
skiing
Why-
with the hipsters.
Why don't we just get her a Greyhound, guys?
There we go. I'm sure she would come. Loser has to
Beautiful
watch.
dog.
Loser has to watch one of the movies that is listed below, and I think I
Oh,
will.
what? That was the. I didn't know that.
Yeah, sorry. And I like when there's a penalty, but I'm not actually involved.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
Because I'll watch whatever you want to give me besides the
Uh,
Emoji Movie.
maybe Emoji Movie. So we'll see. Okay, so the deal is I'm going to read the plot, and then you both are going to answer with what you think the title should be. I will award the most creative, funny title, and then I will tell you the actual title. So that way we'll kind of have a little bit of closure
Okay.
on what the movie is.
Very good.
All right, so first, con woman Trish and her niece Ward Patsy are caught trying to steal from a department store right before Christmas. With the holidays so near, Bert, a store employee, agrees to be responsible for the pair so that Patsy need not spend the holidays in social services. Romance ensues. Title.
Redeemable Thief.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Redeemable Thief. That's kind of nice.
And I didn't even look at these, by the way.
I know. I tried to get
I
you.
know
to,
he did.
I
He-
tried to get you to do them ahead of
he-
time, and you refused.
No, why would I want to play that game?
Okay, Redeemable Thief, Chris.
How to Steal My Heart at Christmas.
That's so stupid. That's the worst name.
How to Steal My Heart at Christmas.
There you go.
I would say neither of those are great.
Like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. How to Steal My Heart at Christmas.
Oh, is that what you were going for?
Yeah.
It doesn't quite translate. I'm gonna say Dick gets the point for that one. Redeemable Thief. Sorry, Chris.
Fair enough.
No, this is actually starring Mark Ruffalo. This is from 1997
Oh my gosh.
on the Lifetime Network.
What's it originally called?
On the second day of Christmas.
So nothing related to what the plot.
It doesn't make like it makes
We haven't
no
seen
sense.
it. We haven't seen it, guys.
It makes
oh,
no
wow.
It makes
You're
no
right.
sense. Why?
You're right.
Why was it called on the second day of Christmas? It's about a con woman getting caught stealing, and then this employee like being responsible, whatever that means.
Oh my god.
I love the last sentence. Romance ensues. One of the great things we'll realize is that these are all poorly written. All of these IMDb.
Hey, I already
synopses.
found the full movie on YouTube.
Oh, it's for free on YouTube.
Oh, do you think it's for free? Probably not.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Oh wow, I'm watching it. All right, keep going.
See you in an hour and 52 minutes. Inspired by the Charles Dickens classic, A Christmas Carol, shrewd money manager Alexis Taylor gets the holiday visit of a lifetime. A self-proclaimed workaholic who humbugs love, Alexis ends up embracing the spirit of Christmas when her past, present, and future collide, forcing her to risk the one thing money can't buy, her heart. Dick, what do you have?
Give me like 1 minute.
No,
This is
that's
why
not
we
fair.
tried to do
That's
it
not
off the
fair.
mic.
That's not fair.
All right, Chris, what do you got?
Christmas loving.
Christmas loving. All right, Dick.
The Many Doors to Christmas.
Oh, you're like being like kind of sweet with it. The many doors to Christmas, like the doors being the past, present, and future.
Don't help him.
He got it. He's a smart guy.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this one to Chris. Christmas loving. The many doors to Christmas. Part of it's my bitterness that you didn't spend the 30 minutes we took during our break.
Great judge here.
Well, I tried to get you to
Great judge.
You said
keep
you
going.
said
It was creative or funny.
You said
The
and I-
Many Doors of Christmas is not hilarious,
or creative.
I would say.
Yeah.
What's creative? It's not hilarious.
Dick said, and I quote, "I'll do it on the fly."
Yeah.
That was a 2018 movie starring Tony Braxton. Actual title: Every Day is Christmas. So there we go. That was actually kind
Very
of close
close.
to yours. Yeah.
Very close.
All right, here we go. Next up. A smart, sassy 34-year-old woman is estranged from her family, goes to sleep alone on Christmas Eve, and wakes up Christmas morning 17 years in her past
Been there.
to relive the worst Christmas of her life. But this time she is able to go back and change not only her imperfect past, but her less than perfect future. Title.
Christmas Rewind.
Oh, okay. Chris.
Back to the puberty.
That's terrible. Dick, you get the point for this one. Back to the
That was easy.
All right, this one is
It's like Back to the Future.
this one is actually titled Kristen's Christmas Past. That's a terrible name. These are all terribly titled. All right, next up. 28-year-old Georgia is convinced the man of her dreams is the one that got away back in high school. Though she's tried dating other men, they just never seem to compare to her high school flame. When Georgia learns of her high scholl reunion a week before Christmas, which, by the way, is ridiculous, she's ecstatic to finally have her chance to win Craig back. But as she gets to relive high school for a night, she begins to realize it might not be Craig at all who got away, but Ben, an old friend whom she'd fallen out of touch. Chris, what's your title?
Georgia Peach.
All right, Dick, do you have anything better than that?
I would say like Christmas Spirit, and then have and have the graphic be more. What's it called when you go to in high school? You go like the pep rally. So call it like Christmas pep rally.
Christmas spirit, but kind of pep rally themed?
Well, you call it Christmas pep rally.
No, you can't. That's a terrible name.
Well, it's about high school.
Georgia Peach, man. Somebody's named Georgia. You know, let's see. What's the guess?
This is a war of attrition here. Chris, you've won based on the not as bad name. Christmas pep rally?
No, I meant Christmas Spirit.
But then you said it could be called Christmas pep rally.
Well, like with the pep rally kind of theme.
That would have been better. But I
That's
feel
what
like
I meant.
All right, I'm stealing Chris's point and giving it to Dick because Christmas Spirit is actually an okay title. Christmas
Yeah.
Pep Rally is a terrible
Hey, you
title.
can totally
Georgia
see-
Peach.
What? You can totally see that crane shot go into it, and it's like,
Georgia Peach, just because her name is Georgia, Peach means nothing.
yeah, horrible.
Not to-
horrible. Next.
All right.
Okay.
A cynical journalist. Oh, sorry. This one was originally called Holiday High School Reunion. Just even worse.
I like Christmas pep rally. Honestly, that's much better. That's much better.
I love that the reunion was during Christmas break.
I'm not
Yeah.
kidding you. I could work for these people. Like,
Yeah.
it would work.
All right, here we go. A cynical journalist decides to take a train from Washington, D.C. to Los Angeles for Christmas to get inspiration for a story in honor of his late father. He gets to know the other passengers and runs into an old flame while aboard. Dick, what would you call this one?
Read it again.
The whole thing? A cynical journalist decides to take a train from Washington, D.C. to Los Angeles for Christmas to get inspiration from a story in honor of his late father. He gets to know the other passengers and runs into an
I've
old
already
flame.
seen this movie.
I know you have. But you can't call it the real title.
Why not?
What would you title it?
Oh man.
Because it's not creative and or funny to call it the original title. This is one that Dick has talked about here on the show.
I would probably call it man, if we want to be really clever with it.
Please
you
try.
You go first,
All right,
and then I'll
Chris.
Pulling out of the station.
Okay. Pulling out of the station, Dick.
all right.
This is starring Kimberly Williams Paisley.
Oh yeah, one of my favorite actresses.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And Danny Glover.
From according to
And
Jim.
Danny Glover. I like how you know more.
And the guy who's from my best friend's wedding.
Dermot
And-
Mulroney.
Man, that's a good question. I would call it a sidecar named Desire.
Oh,
Oh,
I like that
No,
one.
that
All
was
right.
cheap. That
Dick
was
gets the
cheap.
point there. The original name, The Christmas Train. This is what Dick watched last year as we all did our Hallmark movies.
Man, I saw the movie.
Oh my gosh. That's terrible.
Wow.
All right, Chris, you got
Well,
to
it was by accident because I watched it for us, and then I went to a party and they had it on. I was like, "Really, guys?" And then I saw it on Christmas Day while I was at my family's house.
All right, Chris, you got to win the next two to win.
you cared so
You got to
much
run the
about us.
table to win here. Nick's plan to let fate bring his wife to him must be altered because he must replace his father as Santa Claus on December 26th. Ernst, the right-hand man to several generations of Santas, generates a list of potential mates. Nick dutifully sets off to meet them, but fate may have a candidate after all. Chris, what do you have for the title?
Santa the Playa. That's my title.
Is that the whole name? Okay.
I don't think I even understand this plot.
Yeah, this is a
Say it again.
extra terrible plot. Nick's plan to let fate bring his wife to him must be altered because he must replace his father as Santa Claus on December 26th. Ernst, the right-hand man to several generations of Santa, generates a list of potential mates. Nick dutifully sets off to meet them, but fate may have a candidate after all.
No, I pass.
Okay, well then you lose.
Pass.
Like I don't understand.
heck?
Like, what are you? Are you trying to say? Like, Nick?
Nick is trying. He was like chill about marriage, but when he's going to become Santa, you have to pick a Miss Claus. So they give him a list of people, and he goes off to like date them all.
Okay.
The actual title is
I would call it Nick's Black Book.
Okay. Now, he already passed.
He already passed.
And-
I've already given the
And
point
then
to
you
Chris.
helped him.
I've
That's
already-
fine. No, that's
I've
fine.
already
No,
given
I
the point
just
to
couldn't
Chris.
understand. Like I was reading, I was like, I don't understand what this guy's trying to think.
This movie is from 2004. It is starring Steve Gutenberg.
oh my
nice.
gosh!
There's actually a sequel,
I've seen it.
and it's called Single Santa Seeking Miss Claus.
I've seen
Which
it.
is a terrible
I've
name.
seen
Terrible
this
name.
movie.
And there's the I forget what the sequel is called, but like they have to get married before the next Christmas,
Yeah.
I think, in the sequel.
So it's the plot of Santa Claus 2.
kind of similar, yeah.
Okay.
I would have called this like Swipe Right for Santa.
Yeah, it's
That-
$10.
That was the one that I.
$10 on
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Amazon.
All right, last one. If Chris,
I like my name, but I'm just letting you know the listeners can be like, Dick was right.
Because I have to come from behind, he needs to go first. On this.
Yes. Okay, Dick, you have to go first on this one. Okay, I'll read it twice to give you time to stall.
All right.
If you had just done what I'd asked, we wouldn't be in this problem. If you just come up with them during the
Well,
break.
give me like a simple man's version instead of like reading the whole thing, because that way, whoever wrote that was confusing.
Okay, I will tell you that this is the worst synopsis I've ever read of a movie. The last one. Here we go. Prince Leopold, heir of Queen Isadora, enjoyed studying incognito in Philadelphia and shocks his mother by bringing home a lasting souvenir. Yankee seamstress and would-be designer Emily Taylor, to whom he proposed just before unveiling his royal identity. Isadora is hell-bent on chasing the commoner intruder and marrying Leo off to an eager, overconfident aristocrat youth friend Natasha, Duchess of Warren. Leopold, the devoted palace butler, Victor and his staff are rather pleased with Emily and her fast progress
This
in
is a Netflix
society
movie.
manners.
This is a Netflix
But
movie.
Isadora won't give up until she breaks Leopold's heart. I'm not
Can
gonna
you,
read.
can you read it again?
I'm not gonna read that whole
No,
thing
okay.
again. That's terrible.
Is that a Netflix an environmental movie?
I'm not sure. I feel like it probably isn't, but it might be.
You make it simple. It's called like the Princess Switch, or
Isn't that the movie we were talking about off air with V-Hudge?
V-Hudge, yeah.
Isn't it though?
yeah,
Okay, so you just want to call it the Princess Switch?
yeah, sure.
There isn't really a switch. But okay, Chris, last one.
Funny names equals hashtag shenanigans. That's the title. Right there.
Because of Isadora and Leopold.
Oh, there's so many funny names you said.
Say your title one more time.
Funny names equals hashtag shenanigans.
Chris, I can't let you win with
What?
that terrible title.
How's that now?
Your title has a hashtag in it?
Yeah, well, hey, look, it's called marketing here. You know, you got to get with what the kids are doing.
Yeah, you get on one grand
Yeah, this
Facebook
is
video.
slowly-
Yeah, there you go.
That I can't believe. What movie is that called?
It's called A Royal Christmas from
It
2014.
sounds like it. Sounds complicated.
Yeah.
It does sound like the one from last year, though. On Netflix,
It
doesn't
does.
it? Yeah, it's almost like
Is that the Christmas Prince? Is it
Yeah.
kind of like the Christmas
Yeah.
Prince?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. It's a little different than that one. Involving Isadora and Leopold and Victor and a Yankee
You know what we should do
seamstress.
next week?
What?
We should come up with a game making our own Hallmark movie plot.
I love it. I love it. We'll do that.
So
Yeah.
you guys want to do that?
Yeah, let's
Are
do
we?
it.
We're doing a show next week. Is that right?
Well, I mean, we don't know. How's the cancer gone?
You know, it's. I'm fighting the good fight. I'm fighting the good fight.
Wow,
You know?
probably not funny.
Yeah, it was a
Probably not funny, but
Well, you know, I don't do it. I don't fight it the traditional way.
Hey,
I don't fight it,
Chris.
I don't fight it the traditional way.
Chris,
though.
hey, it's okay to be strong, man.
Herbal suppositories.
Oh
Or,
gosh.
man,
Oh,
is
And the show has
yeah,
reached a
make
new
sure
low.
to make sure to follow the Grand. You'll watch those
no,
videos.
no.
All right, well, Dick, you
Oh,
won.
this butter.
Dick, you
this,
won.
This butter is.
Let's get back on track.
It's delicious.
Dick, you won.
And I love
Of course I did.
And in honor of your victory, Chris, you have to figure out how.
I want to watch Back to the Puberty.
Which one is
I
that?
would watch that too.
The one where she goes back in time like 17 years.
Well, too bad because
Did you give
I am
me-
assigning you.
Oh, I thought you got to pick.
No, you do not. I'm assigning you the 2004 Steve Gutenberg Single Santa.
Oh, now I
Seeking
would
Miss
like that one.
Claus.
Thank you very
Yes.
much for that.
I know
What is
you're
it?
excited about that. It's called Single Santa Seeking Mrs. Claus.
I highly doubt I can find that film. But
I can find it. I'll watch
If
it.
not, you can watch Back to the Puberty. If you can't find Single Santa, I feel like it's got to be at least like a $3.
Single Santa.
I've seen that movie.
Missing
Seeking.
Claus.
Single
I've seen both
Santa
these movies.
Seeking
I've seen
Mrs.
both of them.
Claus.
Oh, Seek.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for those listening next week, we will do a.
It's on the
Make Your-
Hallmark channel, so like if you subscribe,
If you're a freak who subscribes, then
Yeah,
you
I
have,
have access.
you have access. All right. Well, I think that is going to do it.
well, what are we gonna watch next week besides this?
Dick, what are you going to watch?
I think I'm pretty sure. Let me see what I wrote.
Not that funny. Yeah, this is how we know it's time to wrap it up.
Yeah. Underscore the ticket stub.
I'm just at the underscore ticket stuff.
Well, it's just a shout out to our ticket sponsors, the Grand Theater.
Yeah, we're
and-
drinking out of their cups. We
and
didn't even mention it.
Star Cinemas. Yeah.
We didn't even mention the fact that they provided some wonderful cups for us to drink our beverages out of tonight.
Yeah. What else do we want to see? We gonna give away tickets, or are we gonna do?
Well, we didn't have a winner for the tickets this week, so if you're listening, you need to make sure that you will follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, and check out how to win the tickets every week. And
And
give
what-
away 2 tickets.
And Wes Smith, just please let us know you're alive.
Yeah, Wes, we haven't heard
So-
from you in a while. Please, we're very worried. Very worried.
True.
I'm gonna watch Mortal Engines. It comes out this weekend.
golly, you're really gonna watch that?
Well, here's the deal. There's not much else out, and like they're really pumping it up. So
Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
yeah, I don't want to watch a
Coming
cartoon. I don't
Oh
know.
man, I watched Desperately Seeking.
Oh,
Santa.
you know what though? The Mule is coming out Friday.
But not this weekend, right?
Friday.
It is.
Yeah.
At the
That's
Grand.
that's what you
There's-
said you're gonna watch.
Oh,
I'm
then I'm-
looking at it.
Then I'm watching the Mule.
The
I
Mule.
forgot. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot. I already like replied to the Facebook. events.
exactly. That's why I kind of like went.
Yeah.
you
The
know,
Mule. So-
Stupid delay.
Chris, what are you watching?
I don't know.
Oh, you're watching my movie.
Oh, am I?
Mrs. Claus seeking Santa.
Single Santa seeking Mrs. Claus.
There we go. And then Dick, what are you gonna watch?
Desperately Seeking Santa.
Oh, sounds
Jennifer, a young, ambitious executive, running promotions at a.
This was V Hudge.
No,
Oh.
no. I can actually do that one the following week.
Oh, yeah.
I've watched a lot of stupid
Yeah.
Christmas movies, but
Did you see the Bear Grylls
Grylls.
episode with V Hudge?
I did not.
No, it's
no,
pretty
I
good.
didn't. Yeah.
are you talking about like man surviving the
Man
wild
versus
or-
Wild. I
Yeah,
think
Man
it was.
versus Wild.
Yeah. The V Hudge got on there, and I just broke this pen.
You're just a fan, though. You're a fan of V Hudge.
I like. Yeah, like
You're a V Hudgeaholic.
I'm a. Yeah.
There's let's not go
Something
any
like
further.
that.
All right, so that's what we're gonna watch for next week. We'll give away 2 tickets to the Grand Theater. Thank you, Grand and
I've
Amstar.
seen so many movies that have to do with BS Hallmark in the last probably 2 weeks.
All right, why don't you just pick one? Just pick
I don't
one
know.
to talk
well,
about.
Desperately Seeking Santa was one of those awkward movies I've ever seen because it happened to be about we wanted to revitalize the mall. Who goes to the mall?
Talking about.
Who goes to the mall?
I go to
still?
the mall. I love the
So
mall.
she legitimately fires.
Abercrombie. If you want your Abercrombie
No,
and
yeah,
Fitch.
she
No.
legitimately fires Santa and goes, "We're changing up. We're having a sexy Santa."
Oh,
And I was like, "Who wants to? Who wants to bring their kids to a person who doesn't have a shirt on?
oh, it's a shirtless Santa.
wow.
He's sexy."
Okay.
No.
Well, hopefully we'll hear about that next week. I will be talking about Mule, and Chris will be talking about single Santa
Yes.
seeking
I will
Mrs.
say
Claus.
this: there's something about a mall at night that is pretty magical.
Who wants to see a sexy mule with his shirt off?
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up here on the Ticket Stub. Thank you for listening. We'll be back next week, hopefully, with some new content. And if you follow us on Twitter at @_Ticket Stub, Facebook, the Ticket Stub Podcast, we'll talk about how you can win 2 tickets to the Grand Theater and Amstar Cinemas. And be sure you're tuning in every week. We'll try to be having new episodes all through the holidays. I know it's a little crazy, but that's our goal. And we know that you want something to listen to as you travel, as you're tired of your family and everything like that. So what I'll say is that for Chris, for Dick, my name's Connor.
You can't speak for me.
I will speak for you. And we are signing off here on the Ticket
Yeah, we're
Stub.
doing an impromptu vote. If you want one of us off the podcast, listen.
What?
All right, guys. Thanks for
It's a
listening, and we'll talk
joke.
to you next week.
Shall we begin?
All right, that's it for the Ticket Stub. I want to let you guys know that we will be back next week on the 20th of December, and then we do plan on having a show on the 27th, and then we're going to take a week break on the 3rd. So keep your calendar open. Don't forget, we put our calendar on our Facebook page, the Ticket Stub Podcast, and under our events. That's where we're kind of put all the movies we're watching, and love to hear your comments and all that kind of stuff there too. And don't forget, the movie Rewind on January 10th will be Netflix's Mowgli. So that's Netflix's Mowgli, streaming anywhere on Netflix. So check it out. We're going to be doing that for our group Rewind. Again, our ticket sponsor for today's episode is Amstar Cinema and the Grand Theater. And we give away 2 tickets every episode. So make sure to see when our next episode is, and then stay tuned to see how we're giving those away. Thanks for listening to the Tick Stub. We'll see you next week.